right here. But let's pretend the race is held today. Greta, what would the Electoral College look like?
If it were today, and now and we're in a new time because now we have Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. She doesn't have to worry about Bernie Sanders, so she's probably going to change her strategy a lot. But right now, looking at it, I have Hillary Clinton at 280 and Donald Trump at 258.
Okay. Alex?
I have Hillary Clinton winning every swing state with the exception, I believe, of North Carolina, which I think we can call a swing state, 332 to 206.
So that's kind of like Obama 2012, right?
Yeah, that was my conservative map.
Conservative map, yeah. Okay. John Carl?
All right, so George, I did the states. I didn't look at the numbers ahead of time. I got to 269 with Donald Trump winning.
How did you do that?
I did because Trump holds Florida. He loses Virginia, takes Ohio, takes Iowa, takes New Hampshire. He gets 269.
And what happens to those single delegates in Nebraska and Maine?
Obama.
Kristen?
I started with the Obama-Romney map from 2012, and I did a little bit of flipping based on what the polls looked like before the convention. So in this case, I handed Ohio to Donald Trump. I think in these places where it's sort of a toss-up, I think he'll do better in these sort of white working-class states. But then a place like Florida, I actually kept in Hillary Clinton's camp because I think the large Hispanic populations in places like
And you show that block right
Nevada.
there. Florida, Pennsylvania, Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, for that matter, wins those two, you win the race.
I've got Trump at 279, 259. I gave him Florida, Ohio.
You said he was a loser a minute ago. Wait a minute. No, winning the presidency.
No, listen. So in his life, he's had a great track record of failure, bankruptcies, running from Vietnam, everything like that. But he's a populist candidate when the country is angry, and you've run, and it's the most establishment candidate we've ever seen against him. It was a terrible idea by the Democrats to support Hillary Clinton.
So you're so hot against him today because you think he's going to win.
I'm very worried, and if the Democrats are not really worried that in this populist time Donald Trump doesn't have an excellent chance to win, they're completely wrong.
I agree with you. I think he can win, and the Democrats better be worried about it. But I think today the map has Hillary winning. But I think you're right.
That is the last word today.
New polls out today about the general election. Disaster time. Buckle up, everybody. This thing is not just a wild ride, it's crashing. Brace for impact. So let's go to the swing states, because that's the next layer of everybody in Washington go, oh no, it can't. Brexit can't happen. Trump can't win. I don't know anyone who's in favor of Trump. That's totally irrelevant. The numbers are what's relevant. Ohio, I mean, that's a critical swing state. He's not going to win Ohio, is he? Wrong. Last three polls here. New York Times Siena poll, 48-43, Donald Trump up by 5. Here's Emerson, tied, 45-45 in Ohio. Here's the next one. The Trafalgar Group, 49-44, 5-point lead for Donald Trump. In a combination polls in Ohio, he is up several points. I would call that a comfortable lead. I would be very surprised at this juncture if he lost Ohio. Well, how about Florida? I mean, you know how important Ohio and Florida are. Let's go to Florida. Latest two polls. Uh-oh. Remington Research, 48-44, Donald Trump. Okay, but let's be fair. Let's give you another one. New York Times Siena poll, 46-42, Donald Trump. As things stand now, he will win Ohio and Florida. Now, there's a week, and this election is the wildest ride you've ever seen in your life. It's the wildest one I've ever seen, and I've covered politics for over 20 years. So God knows what other crazy, insane revelations can happen in the next week. But right now, as things stand, it does not look good for Florida and Ohio. Now, giving you an update every day on the polls, and every day we get a little closer to panic time. Brace for impact. So now we've got 4 states that are absolutely critical. Now, I used to talk about 3 states, Virginia, Colorado, and Pennsylvania. She had to hold those. If she holds those, she can lose Ohio and Florida and North Carolina and still be fine. And I thought that she had a large enough lead in all of those that 3 weeks before the election, I said, I think this thing's wrapped up. Now, then along came James Comey, and what we had feared happened. Her support is so soft that any significant hit to it sends it spinning and reeling out of control. So now let's go to those 4 critical states. I used to talk about the 3 states, but there's now a 4th, because she was so far ahead in New Hampshire that I thought that was done with. Uh-oh, not done with. Okay, last two polls out of each of these states. That doesn't mean that these polls are right. You should look at the combination of polls, but these are the most recent, and they give you a sense of which way things are trending, okay? Remington Research out of Virginia, 47-43. Okay, Clinton's still holding. 4-point lead, not too comfortable. I'm starting to worry a little bit, but holding. And then Susquehanna poll. Curious pronunciations today. Okay, 44% Donald Trump. Uh-oh, 41% Hillary Clinton. Okay, panic time. So now we go to Pennsylvania. Okay, still holding, not great number, but Monmouth, 48 Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, 44, 4-point lead there. Pennsylvania, same Susquehanna poll. God, what is wrong with me on the pronunciation? Okay, anyway, 45% Hillary Clinton, 43% Donald Trump. That's a 2-point lead in Pennsylvania. Jesus Christ, a 2-point lead in Pennsylvania. A 2-point lead in Pennsylvania. Is he the favorite? No. Does he have a significant chance of winning? Yes. If you understand polling, I'm not talking about just the last poll. I've been looking at all the polls. And she used to have an 8-point lead in Pennsylvania, a combination of the polls. She had plenty of polls where she was up by double digits in Pennsylvania. This is not good news. Then we go to Colorado. She's got to hold Colorado. She has to hold Colorado. 44% Hillary Clinton, 41% Donald Trump. That's a 3-point lead for Hillary Clinton, according to Emerson. University of Denver, 42-41 Hillary Clinton. That's a 1-point lead within the margin of error. This thing is slip-sliding away. She might hold on for dear life. We've only got 5 days left. And that's what I said would happen, but I don't want that to happen. I don't want to take any chances with this kind of monstrosity. I don't want to roll dice with the Republic. And that's right now where we are. So this is a possible disaster in the making. If you think it can't happen, that's only because of your own perspective. I don't want to say bias. I mean, if you're worried about Donald Trump, you're goddamn right to be worried. Okay, the facts bear that out, whether it's his horrible, bigoted positions, sexist positions, the list goes on, or his buffoonish incompetence. You are right. Those are facts. I've shown it to you over and over again. That doesn't mean he's going to lose. We also had another buffoon who won 2 elections, kind of. George W. Bush was president for 8 years, sent us on a disastrous path. Okay, how about New Hampshire? Why am I putting New Hampshire back on the board? Last 2 polls. You know what? Let me go to 69 first. That's the Boston Globe Suffolk poll. Tied. Hillary Clinton, 42. Donald Trump, 42. Oh, boy. Well, maybe the last one, the ARG, will give you a ray of hope. Wrong. Donald Trump, 48. Hillary Clinton, 43. Trump up by 5. So let me explain this. If he takes Florida and Ohio's gone, all the polls, Trump, he's going to win Ohio. Florida, back and forth. Veritable tie. Gee, when have I seen that before? North Carolina, she has hung on to a lead for a surprisingly long time there. She's done much better than even I expected, okay, or a lot of people expected. But now her lead is gone. At best, it's a tie, okay? So if he wins those, which are enormously possible, let's put it that way, okay? Very likely in Ohio, and then it could go either way in Florida and North Carolina, right? If he wins those, and he wins just New Hampshire, he's the president. He doesn't have to win Virginia, he doesn't have to win Colorado, and he doesn't have to win Pennsylvania if he wins Florida, Ohio, North Carolina, and New Hampshire. That latest poll has him up by 5 in New Hampshire. Oh my God. Brace for impact. 5 days left. If you think he can't win, that's because you can't see straight. He has at least a 35% chance of winning. And I'm saying that not because I'm biased in favor of Hillary Clinton. No, I'm reading the polls, and I think that she's still going to barely hold on in Pennsylvania and Colorado and New Hampshire, I think, because those two polls are not the end-all be-all. There were other polls where she was leading. That's why I thought she had New Hampshire locked up, because she was up by 6 to 8 points, and it wasn't moving for a long time. Yes, the newer polls, he's leading, but it goes up and down, it goes up and down. I think she's going to hang on, but that's a think at this point. And it could easily go to Trump. Everybody thinks that it can't happen. I'm telling you right now, it can happen, and there's some chance it's in the middle of happening right now. Trey's in the upright position, seatbelts on, and we are almost at ducking position. Okay, we're coming in really low. Brace for impact. You know who makes independent media possible? You guys. Because of you, we can actually do this show free of any outside influence. That's what makes us so strong. Become a member today. tytnetwork.com/join. You are the media.